topic. Today's segment, we're going to cover the issue of being overweight with regards to relationships. And in many societies, weight does matter. In some societies, a large woman is more desired than a thin woman. In Africa, for instance, the continent of Africa, a large woman is a woman of means, a woman of wealth. And some guys like a lot of curves and some don't. And it's the same vice versa with women. Some women like their men to be big and chubby, and some like them to be well built. It just depends on what your tastes are. So if you are comfortable with your weight size, if you should be overweight or underweight, if you're comfortable with who you are, that's fine. You will find a girl that will be comfortable with it as well. If you won't don't believe me, then just walk through a shopping mall and look at the people who are walking there as a couple, man and wife, or girlfriend and boyfriend, and look at their weight sizes, and then you will have your proof that in the overall picture of it, it's the personality really that stands out and does the most attracting, or does the most combining of couples. With regards to weight issues, you are the weight you are because that is the natural you, the natural person. And most likely you're not going to be changing that in the near future or anytime soon, because a lot of it deals with genetics. There are, for example, enzymes in your body that break food down and turn it into fat in order to make sure that your body has enough fat to survive. Now, if you're born with a genetic defect, then you will be producing more of these enzymes than you should have, and even if you lived off of carrots and lettuce and oranges, for instance, these enzymes will take that food and break it down and turn it into fat tissue, and you will still be fat. For those of you who are very thin, you may find that you on occasion have to use the washroom a great deal of time and frequently urinate. Well, it's because your body is designed to be a certain weight and nothing more. And if you go past this weight requirement, what happens is your metabolism will suddenly speed up so that you are brought back down to normal. And as it speeds up, it burns off this fat and this energy. You're going to be urinating a lot more frequently. So if you have a lot of sugar in your body, you're going to be doing a lot of urinating. With regards to the fat issue, same thing. If you try to lose weight, it's just not going to work, because your body is saying, wait a minute, we've gone past the limit, which is normal for us, for this body. And your body will start accumulating fat any way that it can possibly do it, so that your weight will go back up. You will reach a ceiling that is normal. With regards to weight issues, your best bet to handling weight issues is to handle it in your mind first, to be comfortable with who you are. Weight is determined by genetics, as well as maybe disease factors as well, although very rare. When you are born, for example, if your mother chooses to overfeed you and you become a fat baby, that's the way you're going to be normally for life. If your mother underfeeds you, then you will be thin for life as well. It works both ways. I should say mother and father there. Mother and father that feed you. Exercising every day for at least 30 minutes is alright, but the thing is, if you're taking an exercise program to lose weight, you have to do the exercise more than 30 minutes. For the first 30 minutes, you're using up your natural body's energy to perform that task. But when you go past the 30 minutes, your body begins to utilize the extra fat that you've accumulated. And this fat is accumulated in areas that your body feels are good storage depots, because you're going to be needing this part of your body fairly soon. And you'll find that it'll either be around your waist, near your hips, because especially if you're female, because that's where the baby's going to be located if you get pregnant, and it will be surviving and living off that fat. There are two types of fat in your body, known as dark fat and light fat. The dark fat is the dangerous fat buildup that can kill you, but the light fat, which is found in superabundance in thin people, is fat that your body uses to burn off the dark fat. So if you have more light fat, you're going to be a very thin person, and if you have more dark fat, you're going to be really heavy. Having the right balance is a very, very comfortable position to be in. Fat tissue is usually built up in the arteries and the veins, because this is where your body has decided to accumulate it, so that if it needs it during a period of starvation, your bloodstream can easily access those layers of fat that are built up in your circulatory system. And your digestive tract, by the time you die, will have at least 15 pounds, American measurement, 15 pounds of fat inside of it by the time you die. Now, if you want to use this, see, some people get high cholesterol, or the coatings on the arteries and veins from fat buildup, or maybe the ribbon around the stomach, which is intestinal fat buildup. If you want to get rid of this, then what you've got to do is literally put yourself on a nutritious but starvaceous diet, so that you're not really getting enough to eat, but you're getting enough to keep healthy. I don't recommend overuse of vitamins if you're on one of these situations, because some vitamins are actually toxic if you take too many of them. Vitamin C, for instance, massive doses of vitamin C are not going to prevent you from catching viruses and bacteria. Cold type of thing, colds and flu type of thing. And things like vitamin E, for example, that could almost kill you if you take too much of that. Eating proper meals is great, but you know what? You gotta have the body for it. If you do ingest a lot of fat, like from meat products and whatnot, or even drink a lot of beer, make sure that you do a hell of a lot of walking as well, because I'm telling you that you can enjoy these products, but you can also get rid of them by simply just walking wherever you go, especially if you're on an uphill run, like a mountain or steep hills to climb to go to work or school or wherever. Walking excessive, well, what we would consider excessive amounts, uses up a tremendous amount of energy in your body, and uses up a tremendous amount of fat, and it will definitely clean out your arteries and your veins and your intestinal tract as well, and you'll become fit and trim. Walking is the key to good health. You don't have to do running, and I don't recommend going for jogs, because you know what, your knees aren't going to take it. And somewhere around the age, somewhere in your 40s, you're going to have those knees operated on and replaced, and it's extremely painful. If you want a good workout or good exercise, walk, but make sure, like I said before, make sure it's past the 30-minute mark, because below 30 minutes is you're just using up the natural energy that's already there in place. Past 30 minutes, you're using up that excessive fat amount. Now, for some people, eating is controlled by stomach stapling or operations. If you have a problem in that way, then go see your doctor and ask them about stomach alterations. to eliminate your problem with eating and food. A lot of food eating is psychological. If you're bored, for instance, if you're giving up smoking, if you're irritated, agitated, depressed, you will grab food to eat because these sugars in the fat, the sugars in the food, will make you happy, will make you relax, will make you euphoric, will make you feel good. So when you're in those type of mental situations, you're going to eat a lot more sugar and fat. And your body turns that fat into sugar. I mean, if you walk past a restaurant or whatever, and you smell the carbohydrates flowing from the restaurant, you're smelling the sugar coming from the fat products, and it's immediately getting into your brain saying, "Oh, wouldn't that be good to eat or taste?" Avoid aspartame. Aspartame is actually a neurotoxin. It was used by the United States military to be put in rockets and missiles to kill the enemy. The company that makes aspartame decided, because of its sweet taste, that if they just lower the amount of aspartame, they could use it as a sugar substitute. It was banned for many years in the United States, and then the person in charge of banning it accepted it, so that aspartame was put into food products. This individual, a few years after that, got a job with the aspartame company that pays quite well. Aspartame is a neurotoxin. It will hurt you. It will destroy your brain cells. It will destroy your body's nervous system. Do not drink it. If you've got it now, just throw it in the garbage. It is poison. As I said before, it depends on the individual who you get involved with, if they like large people or not. For example, for me, I could care less if the Asian girl is large or small. I mean, I do prefer small, for example, breast size. I mean, I'm not attracted to big-breasted women myself, but, I don't have an issue with fat. It's those beautiful Asian eyes that attract me the most. So, that covers the weight topic. Not to worry unless it's a health issue. It just depends on the person that you're with. Personality comes first above all else.